take up a couple of heads a night. Somebody give me a guillotine. I just might ride on my enemies. Thought can I fuck on my energy? Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn, I'm the man and it feel like it. Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please, I'm trying to get paid.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. I don't have the homie Robo of Left Face TV today, but you know who else we ain't got? We ain't got that goddamn Hulk Hogan. Welcome to episode 83 of the Nerds of Culture podcast, the Woke Breakfast Club, the Woke Shade Room, the Woke New York Undercover of YouTube, the Woke Justice Gang out here. And while technically we don't have 4 members, we are the Woke Fantastic Four. And you know what? Today is the day. We're going to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good talk. Robo will not be joining us today because he has a prior engagement. It is his anniversary, so he will not be present. But he will be back next week, and when he comes back, we're going to talk full spoilers on Fantastic Four First Steps. But today, we are doing spoiler-free review of Fantastic Four First Steps. And we'll get to that here in just a moment. I promise you, we will most certainly talk about that. But first and foremost, I do want to address the elephant in the room. I would call Carter, but he has not seen it, so there's not much he would add to the conversation. That said, first and foremost, what do we got here? We have a, I can put this in here. Can I put this in here? I think I can put this in here. Oh, no, you know what? I cannot, but I'm gonna add it so that I can. Here, let's add a scene. Because we're actually gonna be in this one a lot, and I normally don't have, this one, ready to rock, so forgive me, I apologize. I usually would be better prepared. I would usually be better prepared for these sorts of things, but unfortunately today, I came a little underprepared. I actually didn't find out Robo wasn't going to be here until like a little bit ago. But it's all good. It's all to the good. It is all to the good. Because, we're going to make it work anyway. So here, let's do this. We got one here from Xylas that says, Hulk Hogan, the devil coming for you, nigga. Right? I love it, man. Dude, it's just great. Man, this is a good day. I woke up to that shit. Okay? I woke up to Hulk Hogan is gone. I was like, I saw all day yesterday, I saw people talk about, oh man, Hulk Hogan can't talk. I was like, man can't talk. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy he can't talk. That's wild. That's wild to me that he can't speak. It's wild to me. The man can't speak. That's crazy. Man, it's crazy. Well, oh well. And that's yesterday. I wake up today, come to find out, motherfucker dead. And then there were people who had the nerve to tell me I was out of pocket, that I was out of line for being happy he was dead. Oh, man, come on, man. That was a Hulkster, man. That was a Hulk, man. Fuck the Hulkster. We do not acknowledge, like, I literally saw people trying to put respect on his name in death. Like, look, okay, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The same energy that I have for you in life is the same energy I'm going to have for you in death. So if you know good and hell well that I don't like you, don't invite me to your funeral, like, you know, or don't have, or make sure your family knows not to invite me. Because if I show up, I'm going to talk some shit. Because I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to make it look let's say, hypothetically speaking, the Blerd Without Fear is friends with Hulk Hogan, or used to be friends with Hulk Hogan. Let's put it like that. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that was the case. If his family invited me to the funeral, not knowing that we had a falling out, heaven forbid that they asked me to say a few words at the funeral. Because see, me, I'm the type of petty that if his family reached out to me and said, hey, we really want you to be at the funeral, he would really want you to be there, really want you to, could you say a few words? I would never even once bring up that we had fallen out. That's how petty I am. Just so I could go up at that podium and talk some Cash Money shit. I am so serious. I'm so serious. But that said, we did actually lose other people other than Hulk Hogan. So, shout out to the real ones, like Malcolm Jamal Warner, who passed away. That one, honestly, Hulk Hogan dying was not really much of a shock to me. Malcolm Jamal Warner dying, that was a shock to me. And while, yes, I was sad to see that Ozzy Osbourne died, I also have my reasons for why I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It is perfectly okay for that man to go on to glory. Because, while I have liked some of Ozzy's music, I've never been just the most hugest mega ultra Ozzy fan. And later in life, it had become very clear to me the man was a Zionist. So I was just kind of like, you know what? Maybe it's good he's gone. It's one less Zionist in the world. So yeah, I mean, we lost some folks. There's a couple of other people that passed too that are probably slipping under the radar. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? You're not gonna do anything. You can't do anything. You know, they take who they take. So that said. Here's what I will say about this week, and then we'll jump into the Fantastic Four. We'll jump to the Fantastic Four shenanigans. Also, it's funny you say that, DJ Lionheart. It's so funny you say that because once again, Hulk Hogan was the third man. Hulk Hogan was the third man again. Goddamn, only this time, let's talk about some Fantastic Four. Let's talk about them fours. Can we talk about them fours? We can talk about the fours. Yeah, look, the real four horsemen. The real four horsemen of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to make something very clear. We're not going to be talking about spoilers. So if you have seen the movie, keep your mouth shut. I don't want to see spoilers in the chat. While I am a man down, I am not above being a man who constantly watches the chat to see if someone's trying to test me. I will get you. I will get you. Okay? I will get you. Okay? All right. So, that said, Fantastic Four. Got to sit down and watch this movie. I literally, less than an hour ago, got out of the movie. So it's still very, very fresh in my head. I have a lot of thoughts. I'll say this. For this movie, I'll just give, just in case anyone doesn't know. So Fantastic Four, is basically, it's not main continuity. It is another Earth, Earth 828, and that's not a spoiler because it's been pretty clear since the word go that Fantastic Four does not take place on the main Earth of the MCU. Which, depending on who you ask, could be either Earth 19999999 or it could be Earth 616. Do with that information what you will. And then on top of all that, we've also got a Fantastic Four that is, well, this is an origin movie. It's not an origin movie. This is a movie that assumes, because we've had multiple Fantastic Four movies ahead of this one. We've had the Roger Corman that never saw the light of day until way later, and we've had the first two Fox Fantastic Four movies, and then we had Fox's Fan Four Stick. So they did the smart thing and assume you know who the Fantastic Four are. So we don't spend a lot of time. We don't spend a lot of time trying to do the origin story. Like, once again, none of this is a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler. But this movie is basically in media res. We are seeing a Fantastic Four unlike one we've ever seen before. One that is more comic accurate, and one that is already kind of doing the thing. Like, this isn't the rise of the Fantastic Four. This is, man, the Fantastic Four have been doing this shit for a while. Like, they've been doing this shit for a while, so they're good. They're good. Everybody was doing what I felt they were supposed to be doing. Everyone was acting the way I believed they should be acting. And there is maybe one case where there is one particular character, to the surprise of no one, that was, to me, a little out of character, but not in an egregious way. Like, it was, it's the Charles Xavier effect. Like, we've talked about this before, and it was kind of one of my predictions for this movie, is that, you're gonna see some characters get a little bit of a facelift in terms of their fuckery. In terms of their fuckery, you're gonna see some people get a facelift. And to me, that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. Now, when it comes to the cast itself, what was the cast bringing it? Man, the standouts of this movie are probably going to be hard to figure out. I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about your boy. They're going to be talking about your boy Ben, I think. That's once again, that's my opinion here. I think Ben's going to be a guy that everyone's going to be like saying, man, dude, they really did the thing some justice. Like, he's not they didn't make him like a mega focal point. Like, really, none of the Fantastic Four are really like a focal point. They do a really good job of spreading the camera time around, in my opinion, a fair bit. I think Ben, in my opinion, though, I think he was, as far as like from an acting perspective, I think he was probably the standout. And Johnny, honestly, man, it's actually not tough. I think Johnny might even be a better sell now I'm thinking about it. But Johnny did what Johnny needed to do. Like, I felt like at no point did I feel like Johnny wasn't good. Like honestly, Johnny probably, if there was any one character who probably got a little bit more business, than another, it would probably be like Johnny's he's a close second. But I mean, he did a fantastic job. Joseph Quinn is Johnny. Ebon Moss-Bachrach is as the Thing. I think they did fantastic work. Playing their parts. Like, they actually felt like what you would expect. Like, they're always like fucking with each other. Like Johnny, Johnny and Ben are constantly bickering and ribbing on each other. It felt the way it needed to be. But it didn't ever feel like, I will say this, probably the difference between this movie and then maybe some other instances is that it never came off as mean-spirited. Because I feel like in the Fox movies, it always, at least, I can't speak for Fan Four Stick as much, but like, because I don't really have much memory of that movie, thankfully. I only ever saw it the one time. And that was enough for me. But I've seen the previous two Fantastic Four movies probably more than I would like to admit. And in those, it always felt kind of mean-spirited. Like, you're just a little bit mean-spirited. But in this, it felt like family, like two brothers bickering than it did anything else. Reed and Sue... Yeah, Reed, like, I'm not gonna hold you, man. I know some people are probably waiting for me to, like, just light Reed up. He's actually pretty cool in this one. I hate to be able to say that. I hate that he's good in this. But see, the thing is, it's not even that Reed is good. It's that Pedro Pascal is good. So that's how I'm gonna, that's how I'm gonna, suss that out. It's not Reed. It's not Reed. It's Pedro. It's Pedro. It's Joel. Joel is the reason why this works as well as it does. I will also tell you, there are a lot of scenes that are in those trailers that are not in the movie itself, and it's probably for a good reason. Because, man, they honestly could have spoiled the fuck out of this movie. I'm actually shocked that they didn't. I'm actually shocked that this movie was not. I mean, I know there were like spoilers that leaked, but like a lot of the stuff that we saw in the trailers, there's a lot of, not say everything, but there's a lot of stuff that was in the trailers we did not get in the actual finished movie, and for good reason. What was another thing? So I guess the elephant in the room is Silver Surfer. Because I know that's a character everyone was like hyper concerned about. Like everybody was worried, like, oh my God, is the Silver Surfer gonna be lit or is the Silver Surfer gonna be cheeks? Like what's gonna happen here? Is Julia Garner gonna bring it? Or is this gonna be like one of those scenarios where she's gonna be like the one phoning it in? Like, I know a lot of people got concerned. I'm here to tell you, Julia's great. Julia's fantastic. She did a great job with the part. She actually, if you've seen the trailers, you kind of already know the performance that she's going to hand in. You know the performance that she's going to give. And it makes sense for her character. She's probably, of all the characters, she's the least charismatic, but that's by design because she shouldn't be. She is a person who, as we've seen with Norrin Rad Silver Surfer tons of times, she's not happy about what she does. And you can see that in the performance that, yes, there is no glee in her voice when she is basically announcing to the world that Galactus is coming. And she's actually in the movie a lot more than I kind of imagined. I mean, I knew she'd be in it a lot, but she actually gets quite a few scenes, and she gets a lot of really cool moments. There are a lot of picture-perfect comic book shots that if you've ever read a single stitch of a Silver Surfer comic, you're going to see him and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they studied this shit. They studied this shit and figured out how to pull it off on the screen. It was great. And then the other one, and I guess I'll probably go back because this actually leans into a super chat that was brought up here just a moment ago. Because I didn't actually talk about Vanessa Kirby's. I talked more about Pedro than I did Vanessa Kirby. So yeah, Gokhan Sure His Baby's Father with the 5 Stars came out of the movie an hour ago. I was not aware of Vanessa Kirby's acting. She killed it, and that scene in the ship. Sorry, Dr. Umar, the bunnies got me. Oh, so okay. Here's the thing. Vanessa Kirby, I was more familiar with her because of the Mission Impossible movies. She's in those movies. A lot of I think like the last like 3 or 4 she's in. I want to say it's like at least the last 3 or 4. And yeah, she did a fantastic job with what she had, and she also played a very good leader of the team. I know a lot of people kept like getting a little bit out of shape that it was like, oh, why isn't Reed the leader? Reed's too busy doing science shit. It makes more sense that Sue is in charge. But yeah, Vanessa did a great job. And even though I know she has like an accent, like she actually affected I guess like an American accent pretty well. Though I will admit, she did do the thing that a lot of British people do when they try and affect an American accent. They almost sound more Southern than they do anything else. Like it's very common for British actors to when they're trying to play an American, it is almost always it's almost always them coming off sounding more like they're from like Georgia or Alabama or some shit like that. There were a couple of those I was, like the part where she does, and we've seen this in the trailers, where she's like, "Well, we'll do this together as a family." Like it just like there was a couple of times I was like, "Damn, dude, she is straight out of Georgia." God damn. Like, but yeah, it was still good though. It was still really good. I didn't have any beef with it. It just kind of is what it is at that point. Now we can talk about the real big elephant in the room, and that is Galactus. Did they get Galactus right? I'm pleased to say yes. Galactus was handled very well. And one thing I'll say about Galactus, and I don't know how many people know this, but Galactus in this movie, Ralph Ineson is playing Galactus here. A lot of people are going to go into this movie and probably think, oh man, they just use CGI to make Galactus. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. Galactus is not 100% practical effects, but he is mostly a practical effect. So like the costume that we see Galactus wear in the movie, here I'm gonna pull this up, like you can kind of see it here. That costume is actually there. Yes, there is some CG to touch it up. Yes, there is some CG to make the suit look, more, I guess, impressive. But the suit that he's wearing is an actual practical effect. And it's fantastic. I'm saying fantastic a lot. I'm probably gonna, y'all are gonna get sick and tired of me saying the word fantastic. So as far as performance goes, I mean, yeah, because making Galactus look cool is one thing. And I know some people are probably going to have beef with how tall he is. Like, I know there's some people who are probably going to be like, man, why was he made taller? And I think some people tend to forget Galactus is not always gargantuan. He's about that size a lot of the time. So he's basically like a Godzilla size, being. But, yeah, man, Ralph knocked it out of the park. I mean, he has the voice for it. If you've ever watched like the Witch. I always loved saying the Witch. You ever watch that? You ever play Final Fantasy? What was it? 16. He's Sid on there. He's also oh my God, I'm forgetting my boy's name off Diablo 4. But he's always in lots of stuff. He has a very like naturally deep voice, deep register. So like a lot of what they're doing with his voice, it's not even, I mean, yeah, there's some effect on it, but like they didn't really need to do it. He could have just as easily spoken normally, and I think it would have been about as effective. But Galactus has purpose, and he's not, he has purpose and nuance. He is not just a mustache-twirling villain in this. It's not just about him showing up to do the thing we all find him famous for. And they even kind of make some jokes about how people perceive Galactus. Like the whole idea of and I always like joking about this because I just think it's funny. But the whole idea of him like, oh yeah, he just eats planets. Like they actually kind of play with that. They play with that a lot. And I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was very cool. I thought it was cool how they actually depict how it all works. It's great. That said, you know what? Here, let's here. I'm gonna look back through the chat real quick because I just want to see. And Omega Cerebro, you're not wrong. Pedro will make you like anyone, even people you probably shouldn't like. And yes, Xylism, you're correct. Silver. Here's the thing. Y'all laughed at me because I kept saying Silver Cheeks. Y'all kept laughing at me because I kept saying Silver Cheeks. But here's the thing. Marvel knew. Marvel understood. They were like, you know what? That guy's right. So there are lots of jokes. There's even a couple specific that I felt that they were in there for me and nobody else but me. So yeah, please. Oh, and yes, yes, thank you, Clez, for reminding people. Yeah, please do not put spoilers in the chat. Please do not. Please do not. I really don't want to do it. I don't want to have to do it. I do not want to have to do it. But yeah, like I said, and I've been kind of glazing up this movie. Do I have any beef with it? Is there anything about the movie that I didn't like? I will say, and I think people clocked this in the trailers. I know I clocked this in the trailers, and once again, this is, I personally do not find, I don't find any of this to be a spoiler on any level, but I will say, Reed is not as stretchy as you might want to go into this movie believing. Without giving too much away, there are some instances where like Reed is using his powers, and I would say his powers are the least impressive of anyone in the movie. Not because it's stretchy powers, but because his power seems even less significant compared to some other characters, just because his power doesn't really work quite the exact same. Like, yes, he stretches, but he doesn't like stretch in the exact same like way. That's the most I want to say about it. But yes, that said, they did, I feel like if they did let him stretch a lot, it would kind of make some stuff almost like easy mode in the movie. So I kind of get why they didn't, and there is kind of technically a reason as to why that is the case. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? So yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'll say this. I know some people probably know that John Malkovich, his part for the movie was cut. Because that was some news that broke. God, I think that news broke like a few days ago. That his part, and it was no secret who he was supposed to be playing. He's playing Red Ghost, like a classic Fantastic Four villain. That part was confirmed a ways back. I can say this, having seen the movie, I'm almost positive they could have left his shit in there. Just based on some stuff that we saw in this movie. You probably could have left his ass in there. Just putting that out there. Yeah. He's you know what it is? He stretches like, ooh man, we about to fuck the budget up is what that is. It's kind of like, like, okay, so when you're like squeezing that, like, so you know how like when you're trying to get the last little drop of toothpaste out the tube, that's how he stretches. He's like, okay, that's all we got in there. That's all we got. We just a little taste. It was just a little taste. I don't even think it was a pay thing. The whole thing with the whole thing with I heard it was for time. Which, I mean, okay. So some of you probably already know Mole Man is in the movie. This isn't a secret either. It's been public knowledge that he's Mole Man, I think, for the past couple of weeks. Maybe even the past month or so. Maybe. I think even when he got cast, people were kind of like, yeah, he's probably playing Mole Man. And I feel like because it's John Malkovich, I imagine he probably had a decent, decent in comparison to, some other lesser characters. I feel like if he had more than 2 minutes in the movie, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked. And honestly, I don't feel like his presence is missed. That's the crazier part. So whatever they cut, it wasn't anything that I think was, super significant. But, I still would kind of hope that maybe, when we get, the Blu-ray or something, maybe they'll have some, yeah, maybe we'll get a little something. Let's see here. Was Lakeith Stanfield thought he was cast as a surfer, so he might actually be Norrin Rad, or he's just crazy. Look, I'm gonna go with the latter because, man, Lakeith Stanfield is that. His character from Atlanta, that's just him. He's not acting. That's just him. So yeah, that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, it's not like so the way that Reed stretches, and we've kind of seen a taste of it in the trailers. Yeah, he stretches like what you would he stretches like elastic, but it's like his elasticity has a certain range it can go, and I think for some people it won't feel like enough. For me, it was kind of close to not being enough to be making such a big deal out of it, but it was enough where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. But yeah, that let's see. What was the other one? What was another one here I saw? Yeah, there's some people I've seen. Yeah, I've seen some people a little kind of like, eh. But I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I feel like honestly they're saving. I feel like they're kind of saving, and that's fine. You got to save a little something for, because I mean, let's sit here and pretend to be surprised that they're gonna show up in Avengers Doomsday. Let's pretend for 5 seconds we don't know that. They got to save a little something, and that's usually what they're doing. Kind of the same thing they did with Ant-Man, like how when the Ant-Man movie came out, and everybody was like, oh, man, Ant-Man, he only shrank in that movie. But then you get to Captain America Civil War, and it's like, oh, no, he can go giant too, just like how he can in the comics. And it's one of those things where it's like, I think people wanted to see it off top, but yeah, you got to save a little. You got to save a little taste. You got to save people a little taste. You can't just give it all away. Let's see here. Does visually his powers hold out better in looks from previous? Yes. So, and I think that's probably why they didn't let him go too crazy, because his powers don't look off-putting. It's just that, if you're someone who has read the comics and you've seen Reed do all the crazy shit that he can do with his powers, you're gonna feel like they left something on the table. That's my only thing with that. It looks great. It looks great. I do have a criticism of Sue's powers, though. And it's really that her power doesn't seem to be not, I won't say as potent, but she doesn't use her power as intricately as some of us might expect her to. But once again, I kind of think that all falls into the same category as Reed Richards, that we're saving some oomph for Doomsday. I think that's what that is. The Thing, I mean, you literally can see his powers. Johnny, same. I feel like Johnny and Thing, you see them kind of cut loose with their abilities a lot more. I think Thing is easy just because, I mean, his whole power is that he's the Thing. And you know, of course, superhuman strength or whatever. But yeah, I think that, yeah, when it comes down to it, I feel like Reed, I'll say this much. Sue almost seems a little muted until you get a little later in the movie. And that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, Reed, I think most definitely. But yeah, they're saving it. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. Yeah, he's not Monkey D. Luffy. Yeah, he's not Monkey. Look, if you've ever, like I said, like all the old Fantastic Four books, and even, you know, some of the more recent ones where Reed's like stretching like 50 million ways to Sunday or some shit. Like, you're not gonna see that shit. You're not gonna see Devil Fruit, Reed Richards and this shit. Like, yeah, it ain't happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. But I'll tell you this much: you can really tell when you watch this movie. For those that have not seen it yet, when you watch this movie, here's something you are immediately going to want to do as soon as you get out of the theater, because I already am going to be doing the same thing. You are going to want to read the Jonathan Hickman run on Fantastic Four. That's the first thing you're probably going to want to do, because you can tell that Matt Shakman read it, because he even said as much. He actually said that he read the Hickman run, and that was the run that actually influenced a lot of what he did. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, you are going to want to go and read that run, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. You're going to be like, oh, yeah. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. But I think that in the end, there is one character I've not talked about. There's one character I've not talked about, and I'm a little ashamed because they actually deserve some praise. I want to give a shout out to Herbie. Herbie is low-key stealing the movie in a lot of scenes. And it's not just me thinking that. The audience that I was watching with, they were saying the same thing. Every time Herbie was on camera, people were cutting up. Herbie doesn't talk. I mean, he talks, but like it's like beeps and whistles, and you can kind of vaguely make out what he's saying, but like, for the most part, it's just kind of like you're just kind of figuring it out what he's saying, like based on how people respond to him. But like, yeah, Herbie was out here. Also, same with Galactus. He is a practical effect. He's a practical effect. Now, yes, there are some things they touched up with CG. Duh. Yeah, of course. But when you see Herbie on the screen, it is a practical effect. And I think Matt's reliance on practical effects helped this movie tremendously. I think that, so basically, without being able to communicate normally, Herbie was able to get across every single emotion, every single vibe. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people are going to just assume he's only in the movie in the parts where, like, in the Baxter building. No, he is actually in lots of other scenes. So yeah, I mean, he's getting the, like, ooh. I know the best way to put this. So this movie, if you could imagine, and this might actually be the worst comparison, actually, because it's going to make people think I mean this in a bad way, but I'm going to say it anyway. So those of you who remember Thor: The Dark World, and God help you if you do. So, you know how, like, Kat Dennings was in that movie a lot? Like, a lot more than Kat Dennings probably needed to be. But Herbie is in the movie about as much, but in a good way. So yeah, I thought it was great. And you know what? I think Marvel is dropping the ball. If Marvel does not have... okay, here's the thing. I need Marvel to respond in less than 24 hours on wax that they have a remote control Herbie for this Christmas. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if Marvel doesn't, they don't like money. If they don't have Herbie, I'm going to need Herbie. Herbie, remote control, by Christmas. That is fiduciary malfeasance. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'll make the rules. Yeah. Very, very, very. And here's the thing. You can... At no point do I feel like Herbie, like, takes over the movie. But I do feel like Herbie definitely gets his shots in. Herbie definitely gets his shots in. I also... Okay, so the world. And I think it's time we do... And I think this time we do this in more movies. I mean, technically, Marvel's already kind of done it. The Fantastic Four... because obviously they don't wear masks, so it's pretty obviously, they don't have secret identities. People know who they are. But I actually liked how they portrayed the Fantastic Four as existing in a world where superheroes are beloved. They are beloved. And people, they want to see them. They're not afraid of them. That's probably the closest thing to a spoiler in the movie that I'll probably get, is that the world of the Fantastic Four is like the type of hyper idealized world of the 60s and 70s, because that's kind of the aim. That, this is a world where people want to be saved. Like, there's no, like, this is a movie that is completely devoid of cynicism. Like, this movie is, and that, I think that's the right move for the Fantastic Four. There's also a lot of great nods in this movie to the wider universe of the Fantastic Four. There's villains that don't show up in the movie, but we clearly know they exist. I'll leave it at that. And leave it up to you to figure out who those villains are. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they're, look, when they get to 616, they'll be like, it's going to be like that, it's going to, fuck Dave Chappelle, but it kind of reminds me of that stand-up bit he did, where it's like, hey, welcome to San Francisco, how are you doing? And then it's like, welcome to Oakland, bitch! That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be for the Fantastic Four when they come to the 616. That's how it's going to be. Y2 News says, what do I think of Galactus' ship? So, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I appreciated that they actually... Okay, man, so... The way they did his ship gave me a little bit more appreciation on the slick for what they did in Rise of the Silver Surfer. Like, or rather, it kind of also made me mad at the same time, because there are some things they do with the world ship that kind of will put you in the mindset of the Fantastic Four Rise of Silver Surfer, but they do it better. And like, it makes me go like, you know what? If I went back and watched Rise of the Silver Surfer with the mindset that the world ship, like that, like the big cloud isn't Galactus, is just his ship encased in debris, I would completely go with that. But that's not what it was. So fuck them. That's not what it was. They kissed my ass. But yeah, I think they did a really good job of depicting the world ship in this one. Ooh, man. Yeah, no, there's no Inhumans. There are no... Okay, look, you don't have to worry... Okay, so... And maybe I wasn't looking, but I feel like there were... I don't think there was a single mention of the Inhumans, to my understanding. I didn't get that impression. Now, when it comes to, man, I don't want to talk about him because, man, it's too easy to fall into spoiler territory. It's too easy to fall. Okay, so look, this isn't a secret. This isn't a secret either. We know that we know why this movie is called Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah, we know. We are painfully aware because they literally made it clear in the trailers that Franklin Richards is a thing in the movie, because that's just how long the Fantastic Four have been together by this point. So yeah, Franklin is there, and to be fair, I don't know if this had as much to do with it, but apparently I have come to learn Vanessa Kirby was actually pregnant around the time they were filming the movie, to some degree or another. So that, I don't know if that actually made them just scoot that timeline up a little bit or whatever, but yeah, Franklin's there. Franklin gets, Franklin's a baby, so I mean, he's not going to do like a whole heap of a lot of shit, but Franklin's is in a fair chunk of the movie. Franklin's not like a thing that you're waiting to see happen. Like, Franklin happens relatively early on. So you don't have to wonder about that. Yeah. But yes, I will say, okay, you know what? I will say I do agree with Eugene. Okay, so basically what they did, and Marvel's done this before, so I'm actually not shocked by it. And when it happened in this movie, didn't surprise me at all. Marvel basically pulls an Avengers with this movie. And what I mean by that is the mid-credit scene is the important one. The post-credit scene is not important. Though I will say there is a nice little message that pops up at the end that I think that, like, if you're an old school fan of comics, if you're a Jack Kirby fan, I think you'll find a lot to like. I don't think it's something that you should skip, but if you're a person that's pressed for time and you just got to get the fuck about the theater, or like you got to pee or some shit, then yeah, make sure you catch the mid-credit, because that one sets up everything. That one sets up everything. It's kind of funny too, because it's a little bit of a mix of post credits that we've seen in the past. It's kind of a mix of Iron Man. It's kind of a mix of Avengers. If you really want to. Oh man, dude, you are a mad lad. Say, homie, help me decide. Do I do a super fantastic showing tomorrow? Yes, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it, God damn it. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna hold you. Part of me has to say, just because of my nerdiness, I almost have to say, swap them. Do Fantastic Four at 4 and Superman at 7, if you can. That would be amazing. Oh, okay. Well, then, if you do, but still, go see both of them. Go see both of them. Wait, what's this right here? Says, Corey spoiled a lot of the Franklin stuff in his review yesterday. Yeah, see, I didn't like that because I feel, while Franklin's in the trailers, I personally feel like there's just some things you like. I don't know. I feel like talking about Franklin any more than just like he's there, he's in the movie more than you might think. I think saying anything beyond that. Okay, technically Marvel spoiled this too. So Franklin is pivotal to the movie. He is pivotal to the entire plot of the movie. But I think that's something that just works better if you find out in the theater, and I kind of wish Corey would have kept his mouth shut. I kind of wish Corey would not have said it. You know what? So here's the thing. If I was Marvel, I would already have 4 sequels planned. You got Fantastic Four First Steps, which, in that case, you've got like your First Steps Franklin, obviously kind of a reference to Franklin. Also, a reference to Galactus's first steps on planet Earth, and also the Fantastic Four franchise whole first steps into the MCU. But like now, like I don't want them to do that Spider-Man thing where like Spider-Man kept falling back on that theme of like home. Like, oh, we got Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't want them to keep doing that. They keep doing that, I'm gonna get tired of it. But what I would like to see them do, though, I would like to see them do some more movies. I would like so second movie, I would like to see I would like to see Valeria. I would like to see Valeria Richards hit the scene. I would also like to see I'd like to see Namor. I want to say Namor show up. I want that. Matter of fact, okay, so here's what you do. I don't know how this is gonna work, but like, yeah, I gotta see Namor. He has to pull up at some point. He has to pull up. And I'm not gonna hold you. I would also like to see a movie where they have some crossover with Black Panther. I would like to see that as well. That would be a cool way to bring back Claw as well. That'd be a really interesting way to bring back Claw, even though technically they killed him off. But I mean, like, you can dance around that bullshit. Say maybe he got Nexus and Vibranium or some shit and got your vibration powers or whatever, some bullshit. Something like that. It doesn't have to be intelligent. And you know what? I tell you, no. And I want a Fantastic Four movie where Shulky is on the squad. I know what? I tell you what, this is what you do. This is how you do it perfectly. You do 4 Fantastic Four movies, do them good, then do Future Foundation. Technically, yeah, I don't want to say anymore. Let's see here. Like I say, I don't know, but if they do the second movie, I think makes sense. And I don't want to say any more than that. I would also like to see this as 2. I would like to see this as well. Give me the Spider. And here's the thing. Joseph Quinn has said as much. Joseph Quinn, the actor who plays Johnny in this movie, has said as much. I want that. Also, what I would really like, I want the Fight Club. I want Ben Grimm. It doesn't even have to be something you spend a whole heap of a lot of time on either. Like, what I'm saying is, and I don't expect a lot of people to know this because you would have had to have been reading the Rainbow Royal She-Hulk book, but there is a Fight Club. There's a Fight Club in the MCU. There's a Fight Club, and it's and basically the way it works is it's She-Hulk, Ben Grimm, and also Titania and Volcana in the Fight Club. I would like to see this depicted. I would love to see this shot depicted in the MCU, where it's literally just She-Hulk, Thing, Titania, and Volcana just beating the brakes off each other to let off steam. No animosity, just them having a good time, throwing hands, and just meeting up on the you're just kind of meeting up during the week. I would love to see that. Ooh, I would love to see it too. Like if they did what Y2 Noob is talking about, if they did the version of the Fantastic Four where it's Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider, I would eat that shit up. Look, I'm sorry. I know I just broke the first 2 rules of Fight Club. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See a lot of new faces here tonight. No, don't laugh. As long as y'all breaking the first 2 rules of Fight Club. But yeah, I would like to see. And okay. So, and what Y2 Noob is saying here, yeah, if you've read the comics, you're gonna figure it out. I'm mostly saying this in case we got any normies, in the building. That's the only thing I would put that on for. Now, and I do agree. Here's the thing: if you make a Fantastic Four movie, and I actually think I know the best place to do it. You could actually do that shit as you could do it as a third movie where like, oh, the Fantastic Four, they got stuck in some craziness and they something's happened, they're off doing other shit, and then you got all 4 of these motherfuckers show up. It would be great. You literally, honestly, you just pull from the comics. It's that easy. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything else. It's simple. It's so simple. Why is nobody doing this? Why? I don't understand why. Does that make normie sound? You know what it was? So, you know how like people say, oh man, you scaring the hoes. I heard someone say that the other day about normies. Like, you scare the normies. But I mean, I mean that in the nicest way possible. Because I mean, I get it. Like, there were some people. There was a God bless the young woman who was sitting next to me in the theater. I think she got annoyed with me. Because I was giggling at every little thing, every little Easter egg, every little callback to the comics. There's a scene. I don't want to say what it is because it is technically a spoiler, but I'll just say there's a scene about 20 minutes, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes in the movie where you see a chair. And that's all I'm going to say. You just see an empty chair. That's all I'm going to say about that. And my ass busted out laughing. I was just like, ah! It was too much. That was me. Yeah, no. This was me the whole movie. I like literally every scene. I was like, ooh, right there. Like, that was me. I was like, ooh, yeah, right there. That's the part right there. Dude, I know some motherfuckers that were sick of my black ass. I know for a fact. They hated me. They fucking hated my ass. Because I was like, ooh, yeah, this is the thing right there. There was some stuff with, there was some stuff that comes up with Galactus. There's some stuff that comes up with Silver Surfer. There's some stuff that comes up with, there's a conversation between Reed and Sue that I was like, ooh, they did it. But no, and then yeah, this some of the stuff that was like there was like little teeny tiny little things that like, yeah, if you're a fan of the comics, you're gonna see it, you're gonna latch on to it, and you're gonna be like, oh, they did it, they did the thing, they did it. So it wasn't too much. I was see, you know what, and see that's how I want to look at it. But you know, I do get it sometimes, like when because I could tell based on the conversations that were coming from my left, because that's where she was sitting. Not about me, but like I could tell that the young lady who was there with her husband or boyfriend or whoever, I could tell she was a normie. Cause like he knew like some of the stuff that because he was kind of giggling some of the same shit I was giggling about, but like I could tell that like I was like, oh, you're there as moral support. Cool. You're there as moral support. Case like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the Man, you know what? Normies, aka filthy casuals. I mean, look. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Now, okay, so, if there's any one thing, because like I said, I'm still kind of collecting my thoughts on the movie. Like I said, I can't think of anything. I have no negatives really for this movie. And yeah, outside of the like kind of little like honestly, and I think we need to normalize this. I think we actually, yeah, I used to kind of sit on the fence about this. I think we actually need to normalize just unabashedly enjoying something. I mean, yeah, it is nice to be critical, but like, I honestly don't have any harsh critiques about this. Like, really, my harshest critique is, man, I really wish that Ree would have been more stretchy. You know, like I wish he would have been a little more stretchy. Like, that's my harshest critique of this movie. This movie literally figured out the origin story. This movie figured out how you tell an origin story, especially for characters that we already kind of slick know. I mean, I feel like most people, even who don't really know the Fantastic Four pretty well, can kind of figure them out. They're not that difficult to understand. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that win a ship, Cosmic Ray. All right, they're the superheroes. Okay, cool. I love the fact that the way they did this movie, they said, hey, look, fuck all that origin bullshit. We know what you came to see. They said, they said, we know what you motherfuckers came here to see, goddammit. So go ahead. Yeah. Put them in the suits. Put them in the suits, goddammit. Put them in the suits. Shit, we ain't got time to waste. Because that was kind of my thing with Superman. Like, I actually had to reach to find something about Superman I didn't like, and the thing I didn't like wasn't even that important. So yeah, I'm just gonna say unabashedly, I fucking love this movie. So there you go. If you want to know, if you want me to put a like a score on it, this movie is 5 out of 5 Herbies. 5 out of 5 Herbies for Fantastic Four. 5 out of 5. There you go. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there, y'all. Just putting that out there. And right here, Sigfan just said it right here. Facts. Sometimes folks get too caught in being critical for the sake of being critical, and you just gotta have fun, for God's sakes. That is the absolute most important thing. Did you have fun? Did it make you feel something? Were you excited? Were you giddy? Were you sad? Were you mad? Were you angry? Did you not have a good time? Like, these are the things I think about. And as long as the criteria for those things are met, I think, personally, then the movie is fine. Just like how I told before about with Superman. I think Superman is a day one movie. That is a movie that I absolutely love. It's a movie that I've already gone back to see again. And it's a movie I'm going to, when it comes out, I'm going to watch the shit out of it. It's going to, because that is my Superman now. But now when you get to Fantastic Four, it's no different. And I was a little bit concerned at first because it kind of seemed like Marvel was kind of pulling a little bit of bullshit the closer we got to the release of this movie. But here's the thing, and I know a lot of people are going to want to say this shit. They'll be like, oh man, Marvel's back. We say that shit too many times. We see that shit too goddamn much. We keep seeing people say, Marvel is back. The MCU is saved. These motherfuckers act like they didn't just recently see Thunderbolts. So yes, I think that we just got 2 really good back-to-back superhero movies. One from DC, one from Marvel in the same month. Fantastic movies all the way across the board. No caveats, just great, good, fun times. If I had to say which one I liked better, I might say I like Fantastic Four just a smidge better. Just a smidge, just like it's not even that much, it's like that much. It's like that much. And I would say only because I feel like Fantastic Four was a little bit more focused. Not to say the Superman was unfocused, but I feel like a lot of the things, like I will say, yeah, the more I thought about it, I did have a couple of other gripes about Superman, but once again, it was all like bullshit stuff. Like, I wish that Metamorpho had a more imposing voice, or they put some effects on his voice. But that's the same criticism a lot of people have about Ben in Fantastic Four. But I think that in Ben's case with Epimas Baccarat, it actually works. That he doesn't have like the I'm the super grabbly, ever loving, blue-eyed, wood-eyed thing. Like he's not doing that. And I'm not saying that Metamorpho had to do the same thing, but I'm just so used to hearing Metamorpho a certain way. So, but yeah, I will say, yeah, if I like one more than the other, it's only by like that much. That much. So that said, yeah, Jay Bird, you just nailed it. Annoying reviews like best Marvel movie since Endgame. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of people doing that shit. I really, really hate when people do that shit. It's so stupid. You thought I said her? No, I said Herbies. Though it is funny you said that, because I was actually watching somebody's channel. It's like one of those. It's like what? Like there's like a. Okay, I'm not meaning to take us down a rabbit hole, but it's kind of like this thing where I forget the name of the channel, but you know, there's some of these YouTube channels that where their whole thing is that they interview adult film stars. And there was one that I was watching this morning where it was a woman that was talking about how she had it. And then she said that a lot of people in the adult film industry have it too. And I was just like, damn. Damn. So now every time I see it, I'm just going to be like, ooh, nah, it's all good though. It's all good. It's all good. I don't have a whole heap of a lot to say about South Park. I will say, because okay, I'm gonna lay some cards on the table. I don't even fucking like South Park, but I did watch that clip. I'm not a South Park guy. Never have been. Never have been. They've said some wild shit on that show, done some wild shit on that show that I just can't get jiggy with. But this is like the one time. It was almost like it felt like when I was watching that clip, it kind of felt like the mega powers, like I was like, oh, like that was how I felt when I was like, man, I'm actually about to say something nice about South Park. But yeah, South Park. If you haven't seen it, it's out there. They've released the clip. That shit's out there. That shit is good and out there. Trey Parker and Matt Stone literally got $1.5 billion and turned around and did the exact same thing, basically, that got Stephen Colbert fired. And I saw some people having some very weird, like, opinions about it. I saw people saying that, oh, there's a bunch of white people standing, man, it's not that big a deal, whatever. Look, I get it. That's fine. If you think that, you know, they didn't do anything special, that's fine. But goddamn it, I laughed my ass off. Look, if someone pays me, look, you gotta be you can't underscore, you know, regardless of whether these are like two rich white men, you know, whatever you want to call it. They basically stuck a middle finger up to the president of the United States and basically said, yeah, fuck you. We're going to say what we want to say. And here's the thing. They got paid. I don't know if there's any caveats on that payment on that $1.5 billion. I don't know if there's like any decency clauses or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, basically. And here's the thing. Paramount, they approved it. They had to have approved it because a lot of stuff that happens like that, they usually got to get like approval. They got approval. So, or at the very least, Paramount didn't know. And if they didn't know, there's some damn fools that work at Paramount. I mean, to be fair, that is the case, but... Oh, but I mean, for me, like I said, and you know, I thought it was cool what they did. I mean, to be fair, it was the same kind of juvenile, like, dick and fart joke humor that South Park has always done. But this time they just targeted at Donald Trump as opposed to a Barack Obama or a Michelle Obama or or anything else. So I mean, I thought that was cool. I mean, I ain't mad at him. Though I think that in the era we live in, we basically live in like an autocracy. It's an idiocracy, but it's also an autocracy. I do find it interesting that I saw this morning that apparently The View is under fire. Here's the thing. I think that it just depends. I feel like it really depends because I feel like if it's a show that Donald Trump actually pays attention to, that's going to dictate whether you get fired. And I feel like South Park is not something Donald Trump watches. I just feel like it's just not his. I feel like he wouldn't. I feel like he just wouldn't get it. But like a show like The View, a show that like he could very likely potentially like see, or a show like Colbert, a show he would very likely because here's the thing. The way he talks about that sort of stuff, like the way he talked about Colbert basically saying, oh, it was a failing show, da-da-da. Dude, stop lying. You watch the show. That's how you know. That's how you know. With Donald Trump, it's always like on some like sour grapes type shit where it's like, well, they said some pretty mean things about me, but they're failing in the ratings though, Been circling the drain for a long time. Yeah. He always says bullshit like that, but it's like, dude, because you watch. Don't play me. You would not have known otherwise. You would not have known otherwise. That's how oblivious he is. So yeah, anytime he says that he doesn't watch a show, he's fucking lying. He does. He fucking does. That's the only reason he knew about what they were saying about him on The View. The only reason he knew what they were saying about him on Colbert and various other shows. So yeah, I honestly feel like he probably has no clue. And the thing is, you can say what you want to about The View. I don't fuck with The View like that, so I can't say whether they are popular or not. But I know motherfuckers know about Colbert. So yeah, you can miss me with that shit. And let's keep it a buck. Ain't nobody checking for Jimmy Fallon like that. Ain't nobody checking. So stop it. They ain't doing it. You can kiss my ass on that shit. They are not doing it. Not doing it. Also, man, real quick, shout out Sick Fam for the for that Twitch Prime. Appreciate you, pimp. Appreciate you. But yeah, these people, man. These people. Swear to God, man. They're killing me. They're absolutely killing me. Absolutely killing me. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's like we've reached a point where I personally just kind of feel like even if they cancel South Park, they already got the money. I mean, you already gave them the money. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like Alex just pulled this. Yeah, just says right here. Family Guy talk shit. Family Guy didn't just talk shit about Donald Trump. They literally showed that motherfucker get his ass beat. And he didn't say shit. Why? Because he doesn't fucking watch Family Guy. I don't think he watches cartoons at all. I do. Like, okay, here's 3 things I can guarantee you that Donald Trump watches. WWE, daytime TV, and like he probably watches. Well, when I say daytime TV, I'm mostly talking about like talk shows and shit like that. But we also know for a fact he watches Fox and Friends. Oh, and he watches The Five, even though he stays saying that Fox is a failing network and that they're terrible, but he watches them a lot. He always watches them. And you can always tell, because on Fox, they always speak directly to him because they know he watches. They know. Exactly. Simpsons. And this just buttresses my point. He doesn't watch cartoons at all. At all. If he watches a cartoon, if he even says he tries to watch a cartoon, he's a fucking liar. He's a liar. He is lying. Oh, yeah, he watches UFC. Because God knows he would never actually step in the octagon and fight anybody. Let's see here. Honestly, I can't disagree with this sentiment. I can't disagree with it. Because whenever I go back and watch Family Guy, I usually stop after season 3. I've actually been going back and watching Family Guy recently, and once I got to the end of season 3, I just kind of slowly stopped. I like season 4 okay, but like the further you go, the less I like Family Guy. The less and less I like it. Shout out, because we got Michael DeFonte out here with, man, dude, look at this guy here. Just out here, just telling you what you need to do. 33% off your 1 year. Actually, okay, so I actually need to fix that. There's actually a change to that. There's a change to that. I need to actually go back and fix that. It's actually different now, but it still comes out the same. The wording is different now, because they've technically changed the price on it. I'll remember to change. You just gave me a clear reminder. I'll do that after the show. But yes, but you still use a promo code and you still get the same price, discount, all that good shit. But yes, dude, thank you for that $5 super chat, Michael. And we've also got Stomp 10 with the 499 says, "What up, Blerds? What's your reaction to Hulk Hogan passing away?" I gave my reaction earlier. In the show, but I tell you what, so I can distill it back down in the most simplistic of terms. And basically, if you want to know, what that was, it was basically
fuck him up against the wall, with handcuffs on and crazy glue on their lips.
There you go. That was it. Well, to be fair, it was a little bit more complicated than that, because I was also like...
You serious?
Yeah. When people told me he was dead, I was like, damn. Ain't that... Damn, it's crazy. But yeah, man, that was how I felt about it. And then also we got another from Michael DeFonte with the 5 says, "Anyone watching live or on the VOD, by clicking like, thumbs up button, it helps the channel grow. Road to 200K. Thank you for that. Thank you for spreading the gospel, because it's important. We're trying to do like Superman, man. We're trying to do really important work. Yes, we're out here. But honestly, if it says anything, and it does. In an authoritarian, in an authoritarian government, which is what we're in, you're gonna see a lot of shit like this. You're gonna see people basically being silenced, like, "Oh, you criticize the president, your show's canceled. Oh, you talked wild spicy about the president online, you're canceled. You made a joke at the president's expense, whatever, you're canceled, whatever." That, and honestly, for a guy who claims to be so pro free speech, he is awfully thin-skinned when people talk shit about him. But the thing is, it's always this way with those types of people, because he's always the one talking about, "Oh, they're just so nasty. Such a nasty, they're just, so disrespectful." But the thing is, he's disrespectful. He's nasty. This was a dude that was like telling Ted Cruz's dad looked like the Zodiac Killer, and was talking about how ugly Ted Cruz's wife was, and constantly making jokes about Chris Christie being fat. This was a guy that literally made fun of someone who was disabled. This is the same dude who has said some of the nastiest, most fucked up shit about people on live television and called people sons of bitches and all kinds of other shit. But the second you say that motherfucker's hands are tiny, oh, you're nasty. Come on now. Look, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always say don't play that bullshit game where, like, because that's what racists and fascists love to do. They love to disarm you. Like, basically what they'll do is, they'll say some fucked up shit, and then, like, when you fight back, they'll try and play that, see, why'd you have to go that far? And then try and make you apologize, so that way you look like the asshole, and they look like they got a leg up on you. That's why I would never apologize to a racist or a fascist. I'm like, nah, fuck you. Fuck you is what I would say to that. Oh, where's it at? Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Remember, we'll talk about it here in just a second. Hold away. We got one here. Michael Fontaine. Oh, man, just out here with the 5. Also to everyone out here, I hope everyone's doing well. If not, may things get better for you. See, look, just out here looking out for the community. Dude, what would you... Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. This is the stuff I love to see. This is stuff I love to see. Where'd it go? I was literally just looking at it. Yeah, here we go, right here. We got White Team says, do you see the Mediasan debate with the fascists? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. It was disappointing. Though I will say, it proved something to me. Jubilee does not tell people what they're on there for. Like, some of y'all might remember this. When Jordan Peterson was on, and technically we've seen this with like almost everyone that's been on lately that's like a big name person. What was the doctor? There was a doctor that went on there not too long ago. I forget his name. But he's also like a content creator, for what I understand, half-ass decent guy, I guess. I don't know. He could be a whole Zionist for all I know. I don't really know. But I remember he was really surprised at how people were acting, and I remember Sam Cedar from Majority Report, when he went on there, he was kind of thrown by some of the types of people he was encountering. Like, there was, like, all of them, like, even Destiny, who's a whole piece of shit himself, but, like, all these people had moments on the show where they were kind of like... And Jubilee does that on purpose. They don't actually tell people what they're there for. Case in point, everybody remembers the one where Jordan Peterson, he got owned by one of the people that was on there when he was like, do you consider yourself a Christian? And Jordan Peterson kind of like paused. And the thing is, as much as I thought that was such a great moment, it was honestly kind of like, if you act like, okay, in a vacuum, awesome moment. But if you actually know who Jordan Peterson is and what he normally talks about, he's not a Christian. He actually never says that. You will find him in a lot of Christian settings, hanging out with a lot of Christian people, talking about a lot of Christian shit. But he does not ever really call himself a Christian. So when dude was like, oh, well, maybe Jubilee should change the title from, I forget exactly how he worded, but basically Christian debates, however many atheists, whatever. But it was funny because they actually did change the title because it was misleading. Jordan Peterson didn't know what he was there for. He was told and fuck Jordan Peterson, I'm not making excuses, but he was told he was there for one thing. Sam Cedar was told he was there for one thing. And when they all got there, they realized they weren't debating the people they were told they were debating. Which is why when Medi got there, because he even said as much, they didn't tell him that they were going to be like literal, actual fascists and Nazis. They told him he was going to be debating far-right Republicans. That's why in that debate, he has that moment where he's just kind of like... And he tells one guy, he says, you're a little more than a far-right Republican. He's like, you're a fascist. And the guy's like, yeah, I guess I kind of am. Like, he was all happy and shit. That's why. Yeah, Jubilee, like, I'll be honest with y'all, I don't think anyone should be watching Jubilee. And I know I just sat here and said I watched the debate. I didn't watch it on their channel I actually watched it through clips that other people posted. So I probably have not even seen the whole thing, but I've seen enough of it to know that it is not a platform. Like, I used to jokingly say I would do, like, if Jubilee did, like, comic-related shit, I would do it. Like, they went, hey, Blerd Without Fear versus 20 diehard DC fans, or Blerd Without Fear versus people who hate comic books or some shit. Like, I would do that one. But, like, when it comes to some of this political shit, no, I would never, because they platform Nazis. There was a woman who was on the Sam Cedar debate, and she literally self-identified as a Nazi, and they brought her back for Medi. They brought her back. So they regularly platform fascists and Nazis. So no. It's real shitty. It's real shitty. I don't like it, personally. I mean, if people want to watch that shit, that's on you, but don't ever expect me to watch it. And if I do watch it, I'm not going to watch it through in any way that's going to help their channel. And you know, I will say I do agree. I will say this. In the case of this, on reality TV shows, yes, that is true. That is true. But Jubilee is not that. Jubilee is not that. They do actually withhold information. And to be fair, back in the day, reality TV show, like, yeah, if you went back to, like, old school reality TV shows, it wasn't like that. It only became that way later because of Jerry Springer. Because it used to be Jerry Springer, they wouldn't warn people about shit. Now, I will say, in regards to, like, some of those court TV shows, if you ever watch court TV shows, there's a reason why people often on there don't look very bothered that they have to pay money to something, because they don't. The show pays whatever judgments they have to pay. But, like, in the case of Jubilee, I don't think they give those same kind of waivers. I don't think they do. And if they do, they lie about them. Because I'm telling you, go back. Don't go back and watch. But the last 5 or 6 people that have been on Jubilee have all had the same reaction. There's a point early on where they all kind of go like, this isn't what I was brought here for. Like that, all of them have done it. All of them have done it. Blerd 20v1 Blerd versus normies. I mean, I would do it. Like I said, if it was something like that, like, and even if they were a little shady about it, like where it's like, oh, we're actually gonna bring in some people who like, you know, I'm not saying like not bring in racists, but like if you just brought in some people who just, they don't just not like comics, they don't like me personally, I wouldn't be bothered by that. Because I was like, okay, well, fine, I don't like y'all either. Fuck all y'all. I would be ugly about it. But if they did a thing where like, oh, Blerd versus normies, but then come to find out, they had me sitting across a table from like 20 Nazis, oh, we got a problem. And here's the thing, they are better than me because I would air Jubilee out. I would air them all the way the fuck out. They would actually have to cut the show. They would have to cut the show. There's no universe where they would actually get to air that show. Because I think Jubilee is usually like an hour and a half. They usually like an hour and a half show. That show would be 5 minutes. It would be me, you know, introducing myself, giving my claims, and then the first person sits down and starts some racist bullshit with me. Oh, yeah, no. I'd be like, all right, okay. Blerd versus 20 Rippaverse fans. I would take that fight. I actually would be okay with that. Or like, yeah, Blerd versus Ernie versus Chuds. I would take that one too. I would be perfectly, but don't lie to me about who I'm talking to. Like if they came to me and said, hey, we want you to debate against, you know, people like Young Rippa, Nerdrotic, or Comicsgate, you know, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'll take that debate. But don't tell me that I'm debating like normies and then come to find out it's just chuds. I would air Jubilee out. versus Snyder cultist, I would take it. I'd take that one too. Jubilee is slick on that mess like Vlad TV. And see, that's another thing. Vlad TV, I would never do. There, like, not that first off, I would never be invited, because who the fuck am I? But like, I know for a fact, if you go on Vlad TV, you're cooked. And there's a lot of cooked motherfuckers. Like I can't tell y'all how many times whenever I see black people go on Vlad TV, I'm just like,
this is a sick Negro.
Like, that's just how I feel. That is just how I feel. I'm sorry. There's no other way for me to put that. So, yeah, let me do. There we go. But yeah, that is just kind of a is what it is scenario. And you're right. I can't snitch on anybody. So, like, honestly, they're no one I can snitch on. Yeah, I mean, there's no one. There's no one I can actually. I mean, to be fair, I actually do have people I can snitch on, but like not in a way that. Yeah, even Michael. Look, man, let me be careful what I say here. Let me be careful what I say here. I think when people like Michael Jai White go on, I feel like he knows what time it is, and he knows that Vlad ain't. I mean, at least in my experience, I don't think I've ever seen an instance where he's been on there where Vlad like got him on something. But like, I feel like most people who go on there, like when it comes to like rappers and shit like that, he tricks rappers into snitching on themselves, and I don't like that. Just getting a rap beef and Vlad will invite. Nah. Well, see, the closest thing I got to a rap beef is with Young Ripper, and that's it. Though I don't know. I've actually been getting a lot of traction on that video where I was making fun of Critical Drinker and Nerd Ronic and Heel versus Babyface. So I don't know. It might happen. That video actually did a lot better than I could have ever imagined. Like, honestly, I thought that Ironheart video was going to do, like, maybe, like, it might get, like, 5. It might get 10. That hoe is sitting on 60. 60K. 6.5 thousand likes. It's crazy. Can't make it up. Wish I was. No, actually, no. I like it being 60. I'm not joking. And then as I remember, Juvenile was on there, he tried to slide in this one question, and he responded, nah, see, not about to do it. Yeah, no, that's what you got to do with him. That's what you got to do with him. No, that's 100% what you got to do. That's 100% what you got to do. No, anytime. Like I said, normally under normal circumstances, Robo is the one, and usually anytime we do these live streams, it's usually either, if it's here, it's Robo. If it's on Blur Cave, it's Carter. They're usually the ones who I have monitoring the chat, so I can focus on all the other 10 million things that I do while I'm running the live stream. But when I actually get to see some shit, you don't have to thank me for that. Like I said, you don't have to thank me for that. You don't have to do that. But you know what? You're welcome. Yeah, I'm not gonna turn it away. You are welcome. Yeah, and here's the thing. You know what? I need to actually holler at the Birdman, because I've actually talked with the Birdman before, just in passing, on a blue. Yeah. Oh no, the lies I told. No. I almost talked with the Birdman because I think there was an episode of Actual Fandom that he was going to be on. I think it was the Shill cast, and I was going to go on, but like I had some other shit going on, so I just didn't get to pull up. But yeah, I need to reach out to the Birdman because I actually want to talk. I want to pick his brain. A little bit because I know he's had a little bit more experience. He's had a little bit more experience than me messing with these people. So yeah. Let's see. It just, and that's another thing. If I was rich, you would never know. I'm not rich, but if I was, you would probably never, like, I would probably make jokes about being rich, but you would never see me like you wouldn't, like, you know, like sometimes you see YouTubers who make it like stupid big and they're living in mansions and shit and they got like fucking, you know, fancy ass fucking homes and whatnot. You would never see me do that. Would I have a nice house? Yes. Would it be a mansion? Fuck no. Would you see me like driving a nice car? Yes. Would it be like some fucking, would it be like some Andrew Tate shit like, oh, look, he got a Bugatti. He got a Bugatti. No, I ain't got no Bugatti. I ain't got Bugatti money. Even if I had Bugatti money, I would not have a Bugatti. I would not. Like I would just have a very nice car, like a nice vehicle. It wouldn't be like, you know, some fucking, you know, 6-figure car bullshit. It would be like a 5-figure car, but it would be a very fucking nice one. Right? Like, yeah, you wouldn't see me in no fucking Aston Martin. You would see me in a Jaguar. You none of that shit. Hey, from your lips to God's ears, man. Look, yeah, if we got the kind of stroke to make it happen, I wouldn't turn it down. Like, you know, they say mo money, mo problems. I would love to have mo money and mo problems. Yeah, no Rolls Royce. You wouldn't see me pulling up in a Rolls. Like, you know what? So, you know what I would have? I'd have like some Fast and fucking Furious car. Is basically like, not like, you know, like a vroom 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 car, but I mean, like, it would just be a car you'd probably see on Fast and Furious, but not like one of the super fancy ones. And when I say Fast and Furious, I'm talking like old Fast and Furious. Like, I might get like a muscle car or something like that, or maybe like, yeah, I would get like a muscle car, or, you know, something along those lines. But it would be like a really nice one. But it wouldn't be anything crazy, because we're not gonna so be taking pics in front of the G-Wagon with a money phone. Man, look, y'all have no idea. I grew. I don't want to make it sound like I lived in destitute. Like a destitution or anything like that. But like I didn't grow up poor, but I didn't grow up like, you know, balling outrageous. So like, to me, having a lot of money doesn't mean like like that was kind of one of the things I always appreciate. My mother has taught me is the value of a dollar, and and it's something she still tells me to this very day. Don't spend every dime that you got. Like, and this isn't bragging. I don't brag about this shit, but I remember there was like a couple of Christmases ago that I was given a couple of $100, like 2 $100 bills. Do y'all know it took me 2 Christmases to spend that shit? Like, that shit sat in my wallet for 2 years. That's like, because that's just how I am. I tried, like, I mean, it's not to say that now when it comes to like money that's like on a card, oh, I'll fuck that shit off. But if you give me like actual cash, fuck no. That money will last me forever, because I'm gonna be like, nope, it's real. Look, hey, Robo, you're supposed to be doing anniversary, so what are you doing in here? I said, not me. I live paycheck to paycheck. Tomorrow is promised to no one. YOLO. Nah, man, I totally get that though. Yeah, no, I totally get that though. I totally get that. Like I understand that on levels that I think most people probably won't. Yeah, no, you're right. That's why credit cards are fucking dangerous. That's why I don't like them. And what you just said right here, G, is very, very poignant. And I always tell people, a belief I used to always, and I still have, I don't know why I said used to, a belief that I have is that you're not really a millionaire until you have multiples of millions upon millions of dollars. Like, if you just got a couple billion, you're not a millionaire. I don't care what you think. You're not a millionaire. You're a thousandaire. If you got hundreds of millions, all right, or I'll even say tens of millions. If you have tens of millions, I would say you're a millionaire. But if your millions can be quantified in a single digit, you are not a millionaire. I don't care if you got $9 million. You're not a millionaire. You're a thousandaire. Because that money can be scooped up like that. That's why, like, if some, like, when people will always say, oh man, if I had $1 million, that's why I always say I would live pretty damn, I guess, humble. Like, I wouldn't, like, I would be that guy. Like, we used to have this when I used to work. I used to work in holistic pet food. Used to work for Hollywood Feed. Some of y'all, depending on where you live in the country, you might have a Hollywood Feed in your area, because it started out as a Memphis only thing and then it spread out to other states. So like if you're in Texas or Georgia, or I think they have some in Illinois now. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, point of the matter is, and they have them in Mississippi as well. But basically, long and short of it is, we used to have customers that would come in who were fucking filthy rich. But when you saw the motherfuckers walk through the door, they had on ratty shoes. They came in looking like they just got done painting the house. Like just paint all over them and shit. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think it's all gonna come down to what you like more. Okay, if you're a Superman fan, go see Superman. You owe it to yourself to see Superman, especially if you have not seen it yet. If you are a Fantastic Four fan, go see Fantastic Four, because just like with Superman, you owe it to yourself. Now, if you're somebody who is not really particularly a fan of either or, I'm not gonna hold you. You can't pick a bad one. I will say, though, if you're gonna see Superman, see it in IMAX. I haven't seen Fantastic Four in IMAX yet, so I can't really vouch for this, but I do think it is worth it to see Superman while it is still in IMAX if you have the ability to do so. If that's the case, Superman. And what was the other? There was another one I see. He said, "You're right. I'm getting Evil Eye too. Miss you all." Hey, y'all. You know what? Y'all give a round. Y'all give a round of applause. Y'all give a round of applause for Robo, man. He's out here doing the thing, man. It's his anniversary, so that is why. I think I said it earlier, but that's why he's not here. Would I leave Memphis? Probably not. I love Memphis. Like, I know a lot of people. Okay, I'll put it like this. My wife would probably want us to leave, but I wouldn't want to leave because it's kind of where all the people I'm close to are. I will say this: if it meant, okay, so if moving meant more access to the industry, the comics industry, then yes, I would move, but I'd be very careful about where I move to. But yeah, I wouldn't want to upend my kid's life and my life. My wife, by her own admission, doesn't have any friends, so not any friends that she keeps up with regularly, so she wouldn't care. Anytime, man, anytime. I hope you enjoy. I think, like I said, I don't. There are no bad choices. There are no bad choices, but I think, yeah, if you're even like, if you're even just like the least bit of Superman fan, you're gonna fucking love Superman. And the same goes for Fantastic Four as well. But yeah, it just is what it is. 25 million. I mean, yeah, 25 million. Here's the thing. So yeah, like the closer you get out of those single digits, like once you hit 10 million, I'm like, all right, you good. But see, for me, I'm always like, yeah, if you just got like 1 million, 2, 3 million, it's real easy for your ass to fall back down to the thousands. It's real easy for you to fall back to them 100,000s. That's the reason why I say what I say about that. Hey, Gabriel the Dark Knight's in the building. How you doing? Hey, look, and I wouldn't turn it down either. Look, if someone, look, I have a lot of integrity, and I've been offered very good money to do some things that go against my principles. But I will say, my integrity can be bought, but you got to pay. Like, you have to give me fuck you money. You have to give me fuck you money. Like, you know, if you, and this is what I want y'all to understand. If y'all ever see me on that Fox News, Comics Gate bullshit, please know my family has been taken care of. please know I don't have to worry about a damn thing for the rest of my goddamn life, because they gave me fuck you money. Money where I literally, when I go to sleep at night, I sleep like a cartoon character. Me. That's how I'm asleep, because they gave me that kind of money. That like if y'all see me, like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. One day, I'm not actually, I don't want to say like, because it's not in any danger of happening. But if one day y'all see me with the sleeveless shirt on, and I'm sitting here talking about Peter Darker and talking about how comics are woke and Marvel's dying and come buy my new comic, ice them, trust me, somebody paid me millions, not a million, millions of dollars. I didn't sell out for no fucking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, not even $10,000. Somebody paid me enough money that if you approached me on the street and said, "Hey, Blerd, you're a sellout," my response, I would be able to factually say, "Yeah, I sold out. I'm selling out venues, bitch. I'm selling out stadiums, ho." Please believe, like, my child, their children's children would never have to worry about a fucking thing. That's the type of selling out that I would do. I wouldn't do this bullshit where I'm selling out for like chump change. If I'm a sell out, I'm a sell out. Because I'm not like my principles. Yeah, my principles, I'll admit it, my principles can be bought. But unfortunately for a lot of people, my asking price is very fucking high. Wait a second, Ernie stepping out home to the Young Guns too, and he turned on Billy the Kid, right? Little Pat Garrett. I'm just saying, man. It says a scientist, that's a fantasy, because ain't no sleeping well after they release the equivalent of gray goo. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, so look, you're not wrong, and I will definitely say, when it comes down to it, I have a lot of personal anxiety about life in general. And I think if you're anyone who has like a family, you're probably going to be someone who's like, man, what do I leave behind? Do I leave just a bunch of debt or a bunch of nothing? Do I leave behind some bullshit legacy that isn't going to help my family or whatever? Yeah, those types of things I think about. So like, yeah, when it comes down to it, like, if I turned on a dime and just turned into like a racist, transphobic, hateful, bigoted person for money, the only way that I would be able to do it and be able to sleep at night is if the money was substantial. Like, I've seen too many people do that shit for like thousands of dollars, and I'm like, man, you better than me. You'd have to give me the whole bag. You got to give me the whole bag. Matter of fact, like, you have to give me Scrooge McDuck money. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking Scrooge McDuck money. I got to be able to swim in that shit. I got to be able to swim in it. If I can't swim in it, I don't want it. If I cannot swim in it, I don't want it. Hey, there's value. Everything has value. Everything is for sale. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm not. No, you're for sale. Look, if there's any one thing I learned from the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Everybody. Even the most principled motherfuckers on this planet have a price. But I think what is important is when we ask the question, how low is that price? Because I can respect, like I tell people all the time, I can respect a motherfucker who sells out for big money. I don't have to like you, but I fucking respect it. But if you sell out for some bullshit, some chump change, nah, we don't do that here. Oh, Taco, you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea. Look, I will say, I do agree. And by the way, love you, miss you. Where you been? Depends on what they're asking you to do. Look, my price changes based on what I'm being asked of. Like, what's being asked of me. Like, if someone said, hey, we want you to be a homophobic, transphobic piece of trash, I'd be like, all right, how much you got? How much you got? Because for me to turn on people who I love and care about, like publicly, I'll put it like this. You'd have to give me at minimum, what they gave the South Park dudes. Because they got 1.5 billion. I can do a lot with 1.5 billion. That takes care of me, my family, and my entire legacy for the rest of time. Until the heat death of the fucking universe. Like, I'm saying. The people out here losing twice on purpose. I'm just saying. Look. I'm just saying. Hey, look, here. If they want, look, I'll keep it a buck with you. If Fox News said, hey, we want to hire you as our comics correspondent, we'll pay you $15 million if you in perpetuity. I'd be like, you know what? 15 million, a lot of money. But see, here's the question is, who do I answer to? Can I say what I want? Can I be like I don't know if people know who this is. Can I be the Jessica Tarlov of the situation? Like, can I be the one non-right-leaning person on the channel? Can I do that? Because if I do that, I mean, I might sell out for cheaper. You might be able to get me. You might be able to get me for 6 figures a year if it's that. If I don't have to toe a company line, but if I have to toe a company line, if you want me to say all the wrong things, it's gonna cost you. So yeah, you got to hook me up. Yeah, you got to do you. Hey, look, hey. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, did you pay the iron price? I'm just saying. You got to ask that question. Yeah, dude, 60, look. That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about like, okay, 600 billion, even 60 billion, that's fuck you money. That's enough money where you could literally, y'all remember that scene from, I don't know if anybody's ever seen this movie, Glenn Ross, when the guy's like, oh, so who you are? And Mike, and the guy's like, fuck you, that's my name. That's the type of money I'm talking about. Like when you can do this whole thing, when you can do the scene where he's like, you see this watch? This watch costs more than your car. That's the type of money I'm talking about. Like when I can walk into a room and say I drove $100,000 automobile here, and you drove up in a Hyundai. Like when you can say shit like that, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. The type of money where I can flex. Where like there's nothing you can say to me that's gonna fuck my day up. Cause I'm literally gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. That's what I always be telling y'all, man. These folks online, they don't be caring about what we be saying. They pretend they do. But they don't care. They don't care. Hey, look. If you give me enough money, I will move to Bel Air. Oh, and that's exactly what I would do. I would spend the whole fucking show, just putting motherfuckers on game. Because here's the thing, if you let me say what I want, like how many of y'all remember that episode of Black Mirror with Daniel Acuna? Daniel Kaluuya. I almost said Daniel Acuna. I was like, that's an artist. I was like, Daniel Kaluuya, where he's running on the treadmill, and he ends up, spoiler alert for a very old episode of Black Mirror, but he ends up selling out. That would be me, as long as I'm getting mine. And dude, there's people out here giving it away for free, selling out for the free. Couldn't be me. No, would never. Would never. But I would also use my money for good. I would use my money for good. If I spent lavishly, it would be for good. You know what I mean? Like, I would take care of people. Like, I would, I would pay off my mother's house. I would, I would take care of the people around me. I would also give money to people who are out here struggling. I wouldn't spend all my goddamn money, but I would definitely be benevolent with it. Just saying. That's just me. That's just me. I would take care of people. I would make sure all the people around me are good. Like, hey, you got debts? Boom, get that shit out of here. And I would also, you know what? It sounds grandiose, maybe naive. But I would build a rec center, like not like traditional like rec, but like I would be like, hey, look, I would be like, hey, I want to create some programs for like kids, underprivileged kids, kids out out of poor neighborhoods that don't have those opportunities. I'd be like, hey, let's create some programs where we can maybe get these kids. You know what? I would actually see. Look, now y'all got me thinking about this shit. I would create programs like, hey, comics for kids, type shit. Where it's like, hey, man, we're getting these comics, into the hands of kids, to help with literacy and teach them about stuff. I would try and create programs to foster creativity and shit like that. I would actually, like, honestly, I would probably spend more money on helping other people than I would enriching myself. Also, I would also just make my own comics all day long because comics cost money. I don't know if I've told y'all this. Comics cost money. Making comics costs money. I just finished paying for the completion of the first issue of my comic, and I spent more money to make it than I will probably ever recoup for it. This comic that this first issue of this comic that I'm making, it's gonna be at a loss. I've already accepted that. Like if I made money back, I would be shocked. Because it cost me about roughly like just south. Actually, no. It actually cost me almost right at $5,000. Right at $5,000. Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. But yeah, no, and all those things, a lot of these things, So you think it'd be a blur heel term? A little did we know. Like, yeah, see, that's the thing. Y'all would be thinking like, oh man, dude, he just because you know what I would do? See, this type of motherfucker I am. If they made me be transphobic, that money, it would go into like pro trans organizations and you know what I would do on the slick? Sometimes I see these GoFundMes for some of our trans brothers and sisters out there who because this stuff is really expensive. They're like needing money to pay for top surgery, bottom surgery, stuff like that, and it's a long process. It's really expensive. That's why I always say when you encounter a trans person, please believe they're not crazy. Well, They're crazy in the sense that they're crazy to spend that kind of money, like to try and get that kind of money to do the thing, but they're not crazy for being trans. Because it takes crazy money to do that shit, and it is not it is not a painless process the way a lot of people think it is. It's a very painful process. That's the crazy part. Like, I tip my hat to anyone who has done it because I'm just like, man, that's wild. Like, that's wild. Like, you are absolutely wild that you went through this, came out of it, and are okay. That takes a lot. Takes a lot of courage. Takes a lot of fucking money. Takes a lot of patience. But that's what I would do. I would be like, you know what? If I saw someone that had like a GoFundMe or something, like, hey, I'm trying to, because I've seen some of these a lot lately. I've seen people like, man, I'm trying to get my last surgery, da-da-da-da. I would just be like, y'all would see me on Fox News saying all kind of transphobic shit. And then as soon as that check clears, be like, yeah, can you put a little something on that? Go ahead and, they still got a ways to go on this GoFundMe. Go ahead and pay all that GoFundMe out. And then go on about my business. Wouldn't even talk about it. Wouldn't even make a big deal out of it either. But I'd just be like, nope, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, no, and here's the thing. So like even some of the trans people I know that have done it. I have some trans people in my life who have not done surgery and those who have elected to have surgery. And in every case, everybody has their own reasons, or whatever. And I think honestly it just depends on who you are. But like for the ones that elected to have the surgery, like, man, whenever I'd be like, wow. I was like, that's a lot. And the amount of pain. Because it's not like, a lot of people think it's so simple. Because, we've made so many jokes about it as a society. We've made so many jokes about it that we're just kind of like, oh, all they're doing is cutting off a penis or putting some titties on or whatever. Or cutting some titties on. Like, we make it seem so simple. It really ain't. It really ain't. I would, actually. I would. I fucking would. Oh my God, I would. I would. I fucking would. I would, man. Y'all, but see, the thing is, y'all would hate me. But see, like, and it would be one of those things too. I would never make a big deal about it. But what I would do is, like, when I died, y'all would find out, like, decades later, man, did y'all know, man, he was out here talking cash money shit, but did you know he paid for, like, 1,000 people's, gender affirming care and operations and shit, and he paid for therapy, for people that were going through, like, gender dysphoria and shit like that. He was paying to, he was paying to take care of people's utility bills and rent who had experienced systemic racism. Like, y'all would find all that's how it would be. And you know what? I'd be okay with it. Oh my God, it'd be so. Oh man, I'm having too much fun with this shit. You know what? Okay, so I know what comic you're talking about. I actually talked about it on Best Comics, which, by the way, I have not done Best Comics this week. Last week, I'm still kind of debating the future of that video series because it's a lot of work to not get watched. So I'm kind of figuring out the way forward on that. But what I am thinking is I think, what was it, one of the more but yeah, I think it was actually the last Best Comics this week where I did talk about it briefly. I enjoyed it largely because he didn't write it. He put it together, but like he didn't have any creative. I assume he didn't have any creative input on it. But it also has some of my favorite people: Dennis Cowan, Brian Edward Hill, Bill Sienkiewicz, people like that. So I was in. I almost was not, because I was like, dude, this looked like some bullshit. Charlemagne the God present, like, get that shit out of here. But yeah. Let's see here. I will say that if it came down to it, I think what people need you to start considering, and I also think everybody should consider this shit. I think what we need to start doing is that we need to stop. We need to stop platforming people who are on that bullshit. We need to stop being idyllic and reaching across the aisle, hoping that these ghouls and goblins, these monstrous people, are actually going to like be decent. And we need to stop being nice. That's what, I think, you know what I think? I think if you want to be nice, save that shit for people who deserve it. Yeah, because here's the thing. I mean, yeah, does it cut off those people who are on the wrong side of history that you could have potentially saved? Yeah, sure. It would. But here's the thing. It's not incumbent upon any one person to save any one person. So I think, end of the day, just don't feel like you have to play the respectability card, because I don't. I kind of did the other day. I think I saw Jon Stewart ask if I think I saw Jon Stewart ask earlier if I was going to be interviewing somebody else. I do have some interviews coming up, but I will say, just as an addendum to the Christopher Priest interview, which, by the way, if y'all have not seen that interview, I highly recommend. Go watch it. I had a good time with Priest. He's a really cool dude. But kind of a follow-up to that interview, one thing y'all don't know about that interview is that he and I spoke for about almost 2 hours after the interview. Which is not necessarily unusual sometimes. There are some people who I do interviews with where, like, after the interview's over, because, we'll want to talk about some shit that we couldn't talk about while we were live on the, on the air or whatever. But Christopher Priest and I had a really long conversation. And one of the things that happened, and some of y'all might remember this happening during the show when I was interviewing him, and I kind of let it go. There was a point where we were talking about the Chuds, and I made a comment about some of these people that I was talking about, they were racist, and he was kind of like, he's like, they're probably not racist, this, that, and third, da da da. He said they're probably just misinformed, ill-informed people. Well, after the show, we kind of circled back to that conversation, and I talked about it, and I actually put him on game about some of these people who he thought were just actors. And so, like, it didn't happen publicly, but it did happen behind the scenes, if anybody was curious. But yeah, he and I talked for like almost 2 hours after the fact. And it was good. It was good. It was a good conversation. But like it was definitely one of those things where that came up. The idea of like playing patty cakes, which I don't do. I don't play patty cakes with anybody. And y'all know me. I did this one time doing the whole thing with Ripa. That was ultimately a mistake. Not because I felt like, I lost anything out of it, but largely because it was just a waste of time. And these people are not serious. So that's why I always say, don't try and like make nice with these folks, because at the end of the day, you're not going to change their hearts. You're not going to change their minds. A lot of the people who were in his chat who didn't like me, it wasn't like they magically changed their minds about me. So even when people try to say, oh, I'm trying to win over their audience, you're not going to win over their audience. I mean, yeah, you might win over 1 or 2 people, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I don't like giving my free time to people who I know I'm not going to have a pleasant time with. It'd be like, oh, you know what? It's not a bad idea to roll around in broken glass. I might find something in that glass. That's how people sound to me when they say, "Oh, I'm gonna win over their audience." Yeah, you're not. Just stop. Well, yeah, and that was the thing. Back then, when I did that whole deal, like, I was kind of slick playing the respectability game, and that was actually the moment I learned that it doesn't work. It just doesn't. So that's why I say, like, you know, I speak from experience when I say that you are wasting your time trying to win these people over. You're 100% wasting your fucking time. Not only are you wasting your time, you're wasting everybody's time. Everybody's time is being wasted. But speaking of time, I think that it's time to get the fuck out of here. Largely because I still got a ton of shit to do. I still got a ton of shit to do, so I'm gonna go do that. And I just want to say thank you, everyone who hung out, everybody who kicked it with us, who hung in for the spoiler-free review, hung around for the chicanery afterwards. We'll be back next week. Next Thursday, we'll be doing a full-on spoiler discussion of Fantastic Four. So it will have been a week by that point since the movie came, because it literally came out today. So it will have been a week, and I feel like that's an appropriate amount of time to do a full spoiler discussion. And before you get out of here, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, because like I said, it helps me out tremendously. If you're watching, haven't subscribed, make sure you do that too. If you're following me on Twitch, hey, if you're watching on Twitch but not following, consider following. And if you got those Bezos bucks, you got that Twitch Prime, consider using it on us. But that said, no video game this week. We did one last week, I believe. Did we do one last week? I honestly don't remember. My timeline on that is hazy. But yeah, we'll probably we might have one next week. But you know what? I tell you what, it's not an indie game wreck, but I will say, if you have a Switch 2 and you got some disposable income, play Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's bananas. Oh God, that was terrible. Anyway, for that said, for everyone in the chat, thank y'all so much for showing up. And whether you're on the YouTube side or the Twitch side, I love you. And for Robo of Left Face TV, who wasn't here today, I am the Blerd Without Fear. And man, this was gonna feel extra special and juicy. Hulk Hogan?
For you, nigga!